Hey all, Heretic here, and today we're looking at some data mined information that's being thrown around the web that looks pretty legitimate for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. It's not too often we get Battlegrounds data mine stuff, so, take this with a grain of salt, but let's live in the world where this is real, because it's very possible it is real, because these cards look very legitimate. If they're not, they're definitely very well crafted forgeries, but I want to live in a world where these are real, because there's some fun ones. Just quick tease, let's take a look at Transm-ogre-fication. This is a fun card, already looks pretty cool, but real quick, let's look at the quests first. We just have a couple of those, and then we'll dig into some of the new possible rewards. First up, we have Round Up the Suspects. Quest, destroy 0 enemy minions. So it's been a little while since we've seen Quest, maybe you didn't play with Quest. Basically, it is on a sliding curve where you have your higher tier heroes will have more difficult quests to complete, while your lower tier heroes will have easier ones. So let's say you had some, whatever it is in this new meta, at tier 1 will say has to destroy 70 minions. I don't know, I'm just throwing out numbers here. And let's say if you have a really low tier hero, they'd only have to kill 30 minions. Obviously these numbers are going to be wildly different. I'm just throwing out examples here so you can see the big differences that will play out in the games themselves. But this quest, pretty straightforward, one of the better ones that just, hey, I just have to kill stuff. Next, we have Pressure the Authorities. Quest, get your warband to 0 total attack. Now, obviously it's not gonna be 0, so once again, high tier heroes will have a very high number, while low tier heroes will have a lower number. And this one, again, not too hard to complete depending on your particular lobby. We have seen some of these in the other metas where it was play 10 battle cries for some heroes and play 3 or 4 for others. Huge difference depending on the hero and the lobby. So, we'll see, but I like this one. Another straightforward one, Burn the Evidence, sell 0 minions. I don't like the 0. I wish they just put an X in the placeholder. For some reason, 0 to me just seems like, sell 0. I guess I'm done. I just wish it was an X or a question mark, just anything other than an actual number, because now I'm like, am I completed it? I know it's just because it's a placeholder, but still. Simple quest, you sell some minions, you get your reward. Depending what those rewards are, this could be good. But now let us get into the sexy stuff. Let's look at the quest rewards themselves that we have. Now, I don't know how many of these are older and they've been tweaked since then, or they're ready to go and this is what they are. Let's dive in. Next is the Bloodsoaked Tome. Minions in Bob's Tavern cost 2 gold. Obviously, if you're playing Millhouse, if this quest is offered to you, don't take it. But if you're playing any other hero, 2 gold? If you can complete this quest even relatively quickly, you are going to get a crap ton of value. The whole idea behind Millhouse is to offset the fact that his minions cost 2, is that the refreshes cost 2. Well, your refreshes are going to cost 1. So you get to cycle like a mad with this. You get to do APM with a lot of tribes that normally can't do APM. Basically, any brand build can turn into an APM build with this. This is super fun. This is the kind of quest I want to be playing all the time. Hey, do you like tokens? Do you have a million reborn summon minions? Boom Squad, same idea. Avenge 3, deal 10 damage to the highest health enemy minion. You just want to nuke your opponent? Field a ton of summons. Are you already playing a beast, a mech? You are gonna be just kicking explosives at the enemy. This is so cool. This is another fun quest. I do like the gameplay difference here. It's hitting their highest health minion. It's not like it's a random one or their lowest health. So there's a good chance they can just absorb the damage, so it's not utterly broken right off the bat. If it said targeted the rightmost or the lowest health minion, this thing would be bonkers. But since it hits the highest, it's actually not too shabby. Still want to get some games in to see how this is. It looks like fun. Next up, Divine Armor. At the end of your turn, give the leftmost minion in your hand +6/+6 and Divine Shield. I mean, do I need to tell you why this is a good card? Hold a card in your hand, give it +6/+6 Divine Shield, throw it on the board, power. Setting up triples, keep one in your hand. Now your pair has Divine Shield, you triple it, you get the picture. Awesome card. Depending how early you can complete it, obviously better, but still very, very good quest. Not exciting, just solid. Doppelganger's Locket. Talk about your fun card. Hello, Bigglesworth. I've got your hero power and it's better, but not necessarily. Yeah, it is. It's just better. After each combat, discover a non-golden minion from your last opponent's Warband, it keeps enchantments. Okay, yes, you're not gonna get the gold version. Who cares? It's gonna have all the enchantments on it. It's still cycling. You don't, like Bigglesworth, have to wait for someone to die. You just get one every turn. This is bonkers. This has incredible potential. I think this quest is gonna be very hard to complete, but once done, will be a lot of fun. What if you're Bigglesworth and you get the Locket? Crazy value, I love this. Endless Blood Moon, another solid, not bonkers, but very good quest reward. Your blood gems give an extra +2/+2, and at the start of your turn, add 2 to your hand. Very solid. If you already feel at this point, when you get offered this, I guess I'm playing Quillbore, you're right, because that's the main reason you'd play this, but wow, nice consistent stats. Let's say you thought you were gonna play Quillbore and you roll into something else, you're still getting +3/+3 a turn twice. Just 2 blood gems you can target to whatever needs it. Still a solid reward if you were going Quillbore and all of a sudden you were given a really good path, you could shift out and still get a nice stat bump every turn. Sickle, once again, not an amazing quest reward, but not all of them can be broken. Some have to be really good, some have to be solid, and some have to be still effective. If you're holding, say, a pair of a cleave card in your hand and you triple it and this thing's been buffed for a couple turns, just throw it out and go nuts and kill people. I mean, avenge one, give a minion in your hand +3 attack. Wow. Even if you're not trying to set up a triple, if you just say picked up a wildfire and it's sitting in your hand for a couple turns while you're buffing the heck out of it, then you throw this thing out, good to go. Now, speaking of probably pretty bonker quest rewards, Invigorating Conch. When you buy a minion, give its stats to a random friendly minion. Okay, now this is where you get wacky. If Rylak's still in the game, if you've been elementaling the shop, any way you buff that lobby just became nastier. Because every time you buy a minion, its stats are just going to deposit themselves onto a random friendly minion? What? This one is probably going to be pretty hard to complete. The rewards are big, and if you're already running like a demon board and you're just cycling and you have insatiable Urzuls and whatnot, wow. This is just, you're running any kind of Divine Shield board. This is good for any board. Invigorating Conch, hell yes, please give me some. Map of the Unknown. After you play a minion of a type you don't control, give a friendly minion of each type +2/+1. Menagerie much? Guess you're not gonna run one tribe, go nuts. This is crazy potential, folks. If you miss Tea Master Theotar, this is the card for you. It's back, it's buffed. Tea Master died, but he left us this map on his way out, and now we can find our way back to his glory. This is a pretty cool card. I like this a lot. I hope it's not too crazy hard to complete, but it probably will be, because the reward is really big, fast tempo, massive scaling. I like this one. Another really cool concept. I like quests like this that give you a reward that just gives you a straight direction. Scepter of Guidance. Bob's Tavern always offers 2, once again, 0 when refreshed. So we don't know it's going there. I'm not going to assume it's a single card like Selemental or Mistake. It's going to offer you something like a tribe. It's going to say Beast or Mechs. That I like a lot. It's only offering you 2, so it's not completely busted, but really damn good when you're trying to get 1 tribe. So this is going to be a great reward for us. And hey, once again, we've got buffing going on, and I like this one even more because Soul Pact, after you play a minion, give other minions of the same type +1/+1. Throw it out, complete a quest, and just cycle non-stop. This is going to favor some tribes a lot. Obviously, APM Pirates, Elementals, Murlocs, you're going to get a ton of stats, but anybody can do it to one degree or another. But I think any kind of tribe where you can cycle a lot of cards potentially is going to massively benefit and get a big lift up from this quest reward. This is the kind of quest I like. Gives me a nice direction. It's like, oh, well, I got to play one tribe, or I'm going to play Menagerie with the other one, and now I'm going for it. Quests are great for this because if you have one of those one-shot hero powers, and now you're like, well, what do? I already made something gold with my Reno. Oh, now I'm just gonna cycle these. Oh, I'm Elementals. I'm gonna cycle Elementals and build into that. Whatever it might be, I'm playing. I like this. This is cool. Sturdy Shard. This is another one of those it probably doesn't seem very good, but there's certainly boards where it has potential if you build it right. And since you'll have this quest, you'll know to build it right. But at the end of your turn, give your minions without taunt +1/+2 for each taunt minion you control. You throw out a walking 4, you taunt 4 of them, and then the other 3 just get buffed constantly by this thing. Great potential. It's an end of turn effect, so Drakari Enchanter, massive, massive value. Yes, if you just look at Sturdy Shard, it doesn't look good. But if you build your board right around it, this thing can work. You can be a monster in no time. Timeline Acceleration. At the start of your turn, get 2 accelerators that transform a minion into one from a higher tavern tier. Well, I mean, I don't have to tell you how crazy good that is. You're gonna randomly hit that shot. It's going to give you a minion of a higher tier. You can use it twice, so you can take a 4 all the way to a 6 early. Lots and lots of good potential here. Yes, you can use these on minions on your side of the board, but I advise against it unless you have utter crap to work with, no gold, and you feel like you're going to die. Because if it turns into a battle cry or something that just doesn't synergize with your board, it's essentially wasted. But hey, if you're about to die, if you've got no hope, you might as well go for a Hail Mary and see if you can get there just by hitting something in your shop and see what you can turn it into. Finally, we have the last of the leaked cards, Transm-ogre-fication, and that is at the end of your turn, set your lowest health minion to the stats equal to your highest health minion's stats. So think about that. That means if you have 100-600, your lowest health minion is going to become 100-600. But if your lowest health minion has Divine Shield and 40 attack, 80 attack, but your highest health minion has a 1-700, that means your other guy is going to become a 1-700, which isn't going to feel good. So obviously, and this is an extreme example, I don't think you're going to have a 1-700, but consider buffing the attack of that highest health minion obviously as much as possible if this is what you're going to build. This is a pretty fun reward. It seems a little nutty, but we've all had boards where this would be a flop too. So it has a lot of potential, but you want to build around some monster once you get this going. You just start buffing your board. This one will be relatively hard to complete also. So I think this one is going to be one of the harder to complete ones because it's a big, big payoff at the end. So those are all the ones we have leaked so far. What do you think? Are these legit? Do they seem completely fake to you? Judging by the art and the way they come out, they seem very legit. And from what I've seen, they don't seem outside the realm of what quests were before. And I really liked the world where these are real. And I have no reason to think they're not. I think they're going to come out. We're going to hear about these in the next couple days. We're all going to be excited. And then bam, we get to go nuts and play with these. What do you think? Do you want these to be, are these the cards you want? Are these BS to you? I don't think they're replacing all the existing quests, but I think they might modify some of the others, take them out, move some of these in, and then we can have a good time. And thanks for watching all. I hope you had a good time. I'll catch you all in the Battlegrounds later. Bye.